Back for one final check-in from the SEC Media Days here in Dallas. Our last team has come through, the Kentucky Wildcats. We just heard from head coach Mark Stoops, who's going into his 12th season with the Wildcats, and with Nick Saban retiring, it makes him the longest-serving head coach in the SEC. Record of 73 and 65, 35 and 55 in league play. You might say, how does a guy with that record hang around for now 12 years? Well, he's 61 and 39 in his last 100 games with the Wildcats. So they've had some good moments. They've had some big wins. Obviously, the administration at Kentucky, they feel like he is still the guy to lead the football program. 7 and 6 last year, 3 and 5 in league play. They suffered after winning their first 5. Things kind of went downhill. They still made the bowl game, and they had 3 losses: one to Missouri, one to South Carolina, and the bowl game to Clemson by 3 points. So had a chance to have a much better record, but it just didn't happen for them. But they returned the bulk of their starters, practically everybody, 21 in total, 8 on offense and 10 on defense. So they got something to build around with all those returning players. The Wildcats did lose their starting quarterback, Devin Leary, averaged 211 passing yards per game. They lost a terrific running back in Ray Davis, 1,129 yards and 14 touchdowns. Look for Georgia transfer Brock Vandagriff to be the new quarterback. They also have a transfer from Rutgers, but Vandagriff stands to be the guy. He was a heavily recruited kid at a high school, went to Georgia, of course, got caught up in the deep quarterback room there and never could find playing time. He'll get his shot now in the SEC with the Wildcats. On defense, their defensive line, which returns almost in total, had 35 sacks last season, only allowed 113 rushing yards per game. They're very deep at linebacker. They added a couple of defensive back transfers, one from Michigan and one from Alabama. So you look at this returning group, you look at a quarterback with a lot of promise and a pretty friendly schedule. You got to think Kentucky might have a chance to win 8 or 9 games this year and be in the upper part of the SEC. They will host the Gamecocks the second week of the season, and they will host Georgia. They do have some tough road games: Ole Miss, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas. So maybe the schedule's not all that friendly from the standpoint of that road slate. But I still think this could be a team, if Vandagriff is the man at quarterback and he keeps that passing game going, because they have 2 outstanding receivers coming back with excellent speed on the outside. That should be a big bonus for this offense and give this offense a chance to maintain some explosiveness this coming season. So look for the Wildcats to be a tough out for everybody they play. I think they're going to end up right in the middle of the SEC, probably just below the top echelon of teams in the league, probably below the top 5 or 6, but somewhere right there in the middle, headed to another winning season and to another bowl game.